Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, my TikTok, my Facebook, wherever platform you are at, where I share my healing journey, my spiritual journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, and nothing but authenticity. So, of course, as you see, my channel, I share my journey, of course, and I'm very passionate because I've been through all this, and I share from experience. You know, you go through stuff, you overcome, you heal, you evolve, and you achieve that. It's I went and talked to some lady. I was at an appointment, and she was helping another client, and she does what I do, but she's what do they call them? Sort of like a social worker or something like that. Well, anyways, I got to chatting, and then the social worker was, she had a degree, but she didn't have no experience, okay? And so I step in, you know what I mean? God normally puts me in places and like literally like that, So I helped this lady because it was a place with a lot of people there, and domestic violence, just things, and so she was talking, she was helping the person, and this person went through abuse and stuff like that. And so anyways, boom, 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 I step in, and like I said, I've been through so much in my life, and I overcame and I healed. So I'm like, helping this person, stuff like that, and a social worker looks at me, she's like, you're really good, you know what I mean? And now I talk about this because, like, I said, yeah, because I have experience, like she may, have gone to school and, send a class, but I went through this, okay? I'm a product. I'm a child of abuse. I'm a child that, watched this as a, and went through this and broke these cycles and broke the generational narcissism. I went through that, and, you know what I mean? Like, and I was telling her, I was like, wow, and I was telling you, like, this is what considered what a degree is, you know what I mean? Because you've been through it, you overcame it, and now you are socially able to help other people, And so, anyways, we worked together, you know what I mean? In fact, she was a good-hearted one, you know what I mean? And so we worked together, and she's like, oh, wow, and she didn't know this, and she didn't know this, and I ended up helping her where she got a degree in, but she couldn't help her, you know what I mean? And anyways, it felt so good. I was like, wow, I'm really good, so my passion, this is my passion, And so, and she's like, yeah, and I was like, but anyways, and it was just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, and so I'm very passionate what I do, and I've been out doing in the field, working in the field 15.5 years, not only breaking these cycles off my bloodline, but God puts me in positions, literally, in this world, and I'm just like, and so another one was like, when I see something, I'm the kind of person like, and, anybody taking advantage of somebody, or, I don't think something's right, boom, I'm someone that's quick, not around me, you know what I mean? And the Lord and my angel spiritual guidance, or maybe their spiritual guides, will put me in their place, in the positions. I mean, it happened many times, and they're like, oh my God, you're an angel, said blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like, I was like, no, honey, God puts me and does this on purpose because I have a voice, you know what I mean? And after I healed and went through all the stuff I went through, it's like, I'm just like fire out there, So anyways, like if I see anybody taking advantage of anybody, using anybody in the proper way, and God puts me there, not around me. And, or like I would like speak up and tell the person, and, or like say, hey, can I pull them aside, hey, I just want to share this with you and give you some knowledge, blah, blah, blah. And that person used, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Like, and talking to the individual about, what's going on. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. A lot of people don't. And she's like, thank you, and then I let her go do her thing, you know what I mean? And what she does with it, that's her choice, her wisdom. But anyways, in a good way, you know what I mean? Like in a good-hearted way. And that's another quality I love about myself, you know what I mean? Like, and I've become so bold because of all the stuff I've been through, you guys. And there's me. I had this cup made for me. Has everything, just in case you don't know, because I shared this in a couple of videos already. It has everything I am. Again, speaking affirmations over your life, no matter what, because you are that. Like I said, coming from all the abuse I've been through, and the healing and the conquering, overcoming I did, I'm in a whole new version of myself right now, literally, and very, very proud of myself, and of my accomplishments, because anybody knows when you are breaking these cycles, it is not easy. When you are the real deal and you are breaking these cycles, your energy, everything's changing in your life. And that's why I'm going to talk more. That's why I talk about a lot of, narcissist abuse. Again, I brought that. My mother wasn't called. I watched her as a child go through a lot of abuse, physical, financial, mental, emotional, okay, so much, and I would watch. It was sad, and so again, I speak on this, this is, like I said, healing journey, healing channel, and one of my gifts is healing, because I went through a process and I continue going through the process. I don't think you fully heal in your whole life, but you get really close, and you continue working on yourself, and you can continue evolving, and then you get an addiction. Like I said, 15 years, I'm like addicted to healing. I'm addicted to doing the work. I'm addicted to, okay, I need to work on that area, or I need to work on this area of my life, and it's like a, I don't know, purpose, and it gives me, like, I don't know, it gets me excited to do the work now. You know what I mean? Like, at first it's hard, I know, when you're first going through all this stuff, and it is, but then you get into the hang of it, you get past the hard part, it's like, wow, I love making myself better, you know what I mean, in this world, and for people around me, and that's the whole point in this, going in this world is, right, we want to heal, we want to evolve, we want to change, you know what I mean? Like, that's the point of purpose in life, you know what I mean? It's like, you want to be the best version of yourself, right? And this is where we share, like, I talk about a lot of narcissism and how they're the opposite. They don't want to change. They don't want to heal. They don't want, you know what I mean? Like, and we're going to get a lot more into that in my passion. And so, but that is the whole point, you know what I mean? Like, and it's amazing, you know what I mean? Like, and it feels good. And, like I said, I have my ancestors and, the spiritual, all that stuff like that. And I mean, if it wasn't for God, like I said, I wouldn't be here. That's what, I developed a relationship. I found God, and I share all this stuff on my channel, but I found such a deep relationship for God, and I have such a positive outcome after going through what I went through. Still going through a lot, and I'm just very, very thankful, you guys. And we're not here for self. I didn't go through this without purpose to help others. It's not me to pull back and not and just keep to myself, and so I try to do the best way and share and ask God as I continue growing and more and stuff like that, to how can I help others, Lord? How can I mean, I went through everything, and I came out and I'm just like glowing and everything, but it's like, how can I help others that are going through, or that need just inspire other people, you know what I mean? Like, and so I continue, like, but just being here and sharing my story with you guys, like, is unbelievable, and like I said, and I have nothing, I went through nothing. I came from scraps. I was what we call the outcast, or how do you say that? Lord, I was considered, I came to that cross broken, unhealed, so much, not even the same person, okay? So much, just, generational things I had to break through. I had to heal. I was like unhealed 15 years ago to healed. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, just unbelievable. And I just wanted to be used by God. I remember that opportunity when my mom died, and I felt something in my spirit calling me to a different path. And so I took it. And I just remember saying to God in the beginning, I was crying, and I rebaptized myself, born again. So, and I started like fresh. And on my, healing journey. And so, I just remember saying, like, I don't know, God, what you could do with me, say that you were broken, you have all these mindsets of, like, coming from the past I did. And anyways, and so, and I just wanted to be used, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, how do you say it? A product, how do you say that, Lord? Oh, I forgot, I have to look that up. But what can that's why I asked God, what can I give back to this world? Like I said, I've been through a lot in my journey, you guys, and all the healing part, at least the beginning of first half of my life, is just a lot of shadow work and not fun, and a lot of tears and a lot of crying and dark places, and keeping my head up high and do all this stuff and all my trials, one thing after another, and breaking, and then the man downstairs, trying to kill the light, and just so much. And so, but I want to be able to give back, and so, and it's hopefully my energy, and I could get back to this world and be a positive light and a testimony. And so I will see you on my next video. God bless you.